Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mike Ian with Hills and Hunters Homesteading and Prepping. Okay, so I'm in one of those moods today. I'm probably going to talk a little fast, and I do apologize for that. Um, Things to go over, things to start stocking up on, and you need to do this soon. I'm not fear mongering. I'm not trying to make this out to be anything more than what it already is. What I am going to tell you is people are starting to take notice, and there is a crap ton of panic buying going on right now. Um, if you thought the toilet paper incident was bad when the virus started, wait till you start seeing what's going on with this. Okay. So, and I've said before that if you think the toilet paper thing was bad with the virus, wait until there's food shortages. Then you're going to really see chaos and mayhem. So, anyways, all right. So, somebody had made a mention about getting an idea or getting things, a list of what they need to prep, what they need to put away food wise. I'm going to tell you right up front what you need to get for food. I want you to start first and foremost with canned meats. I want you to get that good, nutrient dense food to put away. Spam. Yes, I know it's a processed product and it comes in a can. Get the low sodium if you can. Get spam. Get tuna. Get chicken. All of this stuff canned, okay? If you like sardines and herring and things like that, get that stuff. You want that good protein and that good fat. That's what's going to sustain you longer with smaller portions than vegetables and fruits and things like that. That's going to sustain you and satisfy you, satiate your appetite longer than pastas and other things, okay? So I want you to really focus on canned chicken, your fishes, your tunas, your spam. You can get pork and beans. I'm going to tell you when it comes to beans, yes, you can have beans. You can get dried beans. You can get canned beans, whatever you want to do. And you get rice. Get a lot of rice. Get 20 pounds of rice, okay? Or get 10 pounds of rice, whatever. Don't go overboard on beans and rice. You are not going to survive on beans and rice because you're going to get to the point where you'll much rather starve to death than eat more beans and rice. And that's, it's huge in the prepper community. People are going out and buying these 25-pound bags of beans and rice, and they're putting them in 5-gallon buckets, and they've got to the rafters of beans and rice. And I'm going, you can't. Okay, whatever. That's your choice. You're going to live on that, not me. We have beans. We have rice. We have a bunch of canned meat. We have a bunch of home canned meat. Ground beef is going to be your go-to here. I want you to go to the store, find a little sale, find the best price you can locally on ground beef, and buy a crap ton of ground beef. Bring that stuff home, start cooking it up, and then start canning it, pressure canning it. Okay, we just did another 15 pounds last night. I think we got like 35 or 40 pounds of ground beef canned now. Why? Because 1 pint wide mouth jars of ground beef is a meal. That is a part of a meal for all four of us. Okay, because you pack that in there real good. If you don't know how to pressure can ground beef, get on YouTube and type in pressure canning ground beef. Ground beef is going to be your go-to. Okay, it's going to be good to go with those beans and rice. Okay, get some taco seasoning and mix in there. Make it taco meat. I don't care what you do. That's you're going to be your nutrient dense, your fat, your protein, your good food that's going to satiate you and get you through this longer. Get cans, buy the case of green beans. Don't buy corn. Okay, don't buy corn. Corn has basically no nutrition value to humans at all. Corn comes out looking just like it did coming in. You don't get much nutrition at all from corn. Don't waste your money and don't waste your precious space on corn. Okay, now green beans, carrots, succotash, lima beans, anything else, okay? Get the cans of chili. Get the cans of Dinty Moore beef stew or the off-brand beef stew. Get things like that are higher protein, higher calorie, higher fat. That doesn't mean you're going to get obese in a situation where you're going to be living off your preps. That's not what's going to happen, okay? Because you're not going to be gorging yourself to death. You're going to really start to learn, man, I need to portion this out. I need to do this. I need to do that. So get those nutrient dense foods in place. And canned foods are going to stay good and are going to stay long. I don't care if it says best by date. If it's 2022 right now and it says best by date 2024, that just means that after 2024, the flavor, it may lose a little bit of its flavor. that stuff's going to be good for 10 years as long as that can is intact. If that can is not swollen, is not coated in rust, or not leaking, that stuff's going to be good in 10 years, probably 15 years. Okay, believe me, if you open it up and it's bad, you're going to know it. So beans, rice, dry goods, those are fine. Pastas, don't take up a bunch of space with pastas. Pasta's okay, but I wouldn't take up a bunch of space with that. And there's a lot of that getting pretty thin right now because wheat prices are going to go astronomically through the roof. Get flour, put it in a freezer for about 4 or 5 days, and then portion it out and seal it up, vacuum seal it. Do that, and that way you can make bread. Make sure you got yeast. If you don't know how to make wild yeast sourdough bread, it's not hard. It's really not hard at all. Learn how to make it. Type it up on Google and say, or type in wild yeast sourdough, how to make it home or whatever. You'll learn. It's great, believe me, and it's very filling. So, you don't even need yeast, but it's good to have yeast in the meantime. Sugar, salt, your spices, your seasonings and stuff like that you normally use, get that. Stock up on that. Keep that on hand. Because that's going to help flavor your foods. And if we have to end up going to our stocks and our stores for long term, we've got that flavor medley that we can use. Okay. I wouldn't go buying a bunch of survival food. I mean, you can if you want to, but if you've never ate that stuff, some of it's okay, some of it's like, okay. Anyways, so you don't want to get food tired and food lazy in a situation, and that kind of stuff can kind of tend to turn you off because it's just not good. Things like macaroni, in your pastas and stuff like that, in your realm of pasta, get some Chef Boyardee stuff just to kind of add in. Okay, everybody likes. Well, I won't say everybody, but believe me, if you're hungry enough, you eat Chef Boyardee, and it's a nice change of pace from everything else. Water is your key here. Go buy the purified bottles of water. Go cheap, okay? Just buy cheap. Put that stuff away. Put that under, down in your basement. Put it under your cabinets. Put it under your bed. Buy that kind of stuff. You like spring water? Buy spring water if you want to spring for the cost. But purified water is just fine. Walmart sells the 5-gallon blue jugs, 5-gallon water jugs. Go buy some of those. You need to have a minimum. Now think of this, a minimum of 3 months of food and water for every person in that house. Not for the house, for every person in that house. So we're a family of 4. I have to have 3 months of food and water for all 4 of us. Not just the house, all 4 of us. So that way, nobody's going hungry, okay? We have enough food in here. Again, we just canned another 15 pounds of ground beef last night. Go buy ground beef. Find your best deals. Go buy ground beef. Type in how to pressure can ground beef. Right there on Google. There's a ton of videos to show you how to do it. Chicken. Here's the other thing. If you want to buy fresh chicken and can it at home, don't buy chicken breasts. You're going to pay out the yin yang for chicken breasts. Don't go buy what you can get good deals on, like the thighs and the legs or leg quarters and things like that. But buy a whole chicken and cut it up yourself. Learn to cut it up. It's simple. It's very easy. Buy a whole chicken. It's cheaper. You're getting 2 breasts, 2 legs, 2 thighs, 2 wings, plus all the other picking meat and stuff like that, versus $8 a pound for freaking chicken breast. So you're getting a whole chicken. And again, you want that fat. You want to, you don't want just high protein. You want that fat. Fat's going to be your satiating survival, food. It's going to help you along. Your fat and your protein. Think about this. These survival shows. What's that show on History Channel? Alive? Alone. Put these people way back up in Canada, way back up here. Everybody's foraging, but everything that they need, every time they're all on a search and a hunt for fat. Fat. They're catching tons of rabbits. Rabbits are lean. Rabbits are very lean protein. You can starve eating rabbits because they're so little fat. You got to have that fat, folks. I'm telling you, got to have that fat. Unlearn what we've been taught since 1979. Low fat, reduced fat, and no fat is bullshit. Period. It's bullshit. 30 years in healthcare. My last 10 years has been focused mainly on learning nutrition, and I've learned and I've failed. Now I know. I'm telling you, fat is where it's at. Don't get vegetable oils. Any oils that you have in your home, you should only olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. Period. Those are the only 3 oils that you need. Don't get vegetable oils. Don't get seed oils. That stuff is rancid as soon as it reaches temperature. As soon as it reaches cooking temperature, it turns rancid. They don't tell you this kind of stuff. So avoid your seed oils, avoid your vegetable oils. Those 3 oils. Other than that, use fat. Get real lard. Use bacon. Save your bacon drippings, your bacon grease. Beef tallow. You can make this stuff at home. Go get the fat. You can render it at home. It's not hard. These are the kind of things that's going to help us get through the lean times. Inflation, everything's at 40-year highs and climbing. It's going nuts. People are going to start panic buying. That people have already started panic buying, I'm telling you, on food and stuff. Fuel prices through the roof. What are we doing about this fuel? People need to drive to work. Those of us that are lucky enough to be able to work at home, you know, it's no less, discouraging, but it's harder on folks that have to drive back and forth to work every day because work isn't compensating you for your gas money. And it may be cheaper for you to call off work than to drive to work because you're going to get paid for a sick day if you're lucky enough without having to use all your gas. So there's another thing that we all need to start doing. Frugal. Start being frugal. If you're not frugal, become frugal. Cheap. Be the cheapskate. LED lights. If you haven't converted to all LED lights in your house, you should already convert to LED lights. Turn those damn lights off. You don't need every light in the house on. If you got kids, no, I'm not going to tell you smack your kids upside the head. But become your parents. Turn those lights off. You're wasting electricity. You're wasting electricity. We need to really cut back on our expenses now. Times are going to get tight for everybody. Cut back on your expenses. Turn that furnace down a degree. Whatever you can do, turn these lights off. Wash laundry once a week instead of 2 or 3 times a week. Hang your clothes up in your house. If you got a basement, string a clothesline up and hang your clothes up down there to dry instead of using your dryer. The weather's actually getting decent enough now where we can start putting our clothes outside on warmer days and saving, and we're going to start doing that. My frugal ass going to start doing that. You know I'm going to start doing that kind of stuff. The other thing is garden. Start growing some of your own food. But don't depend just on a garden as, well, I'll grow a garden, I'll be good. You're not going to be good just with a garden because that garden is going to take 90 days to grow. And it ain't even growing season around here yet. It's still 2.5 months out before we can even start planting outside here in West Virginia. So you're looking at Memorial Day weekend before we're going to even plant outside. We can start our seeds inside now, which is what we are doing, but we're not going to plant outside until Memorial Day weekend because of the frost risk. Hell, we're supposed to have a big snowstorm starting Saturday morning, I think. Friday night into Saturday morning. We're supposed to get like 4 to 6 inches of snow. And here it is, 48 degrees out here right now. So don't just depend. Yes, I want you to grow a garden. I want you to grow the biggest damn garden you've ever grown in your life. I want you to build raised beds. I want you to plant in containers. I want you to do all of that good stuff. But that is not going to be your survival food. That's not what's going to help keep you guys safe. That's not going to get you through lean times. It's going to help, but that garden alone is not going to get you through lean times because you can't live just on vegetables alone, especially in times like that. So, yes, they'll help, and you'll probably be anemic as hell and have all kinds of problems, have all kinds of health problems in the end, but you got to get those fats, you got to get that protein, and then supplement and help cut on your expenses by growing gardens. We're expanding. We're putting in at least 3 more raised beds, and we're going to, work things around. We're doing what we can. We're going to get rabbits. I already told the wife, I said, you know what? The most simplest thing right now I can do is quickly build a rabbit hutch and get rabbits. Get 2 breeding does and a buck, and I'm going to start breeding rabbits. And then I'll build a couple rabbit tractors. And after those little rabbits are weaned from their mamas, I'll put them on the grass and their little rabbit tractors. I'll move them all over the yard. That's less mowing I have to do. And then in 12 weeks, guess what we got? We got bunnies. In the meantime, I'm weaning more bunnies. So we're going to get that cycle going. We're hoping to do the meat chickens again this year. If we can do it, depending on what the food costs are going or the feed costs are going to be, I mean, we're already looking at like $880 for a ton. If it goes up to over 1,000, it's not even worth doing it. But we definitely want to do meat chickens. We want to do the pigs. But rabbits are going to be quick. They're pretty simple to raise. And I can put, like I said, the grow outs, once they're weaned, I can put the grow outs on the grass in their little rabbit tractors and save a ton on feed. So you got to start working towards self-sufficiency, self-reliance. You can do that even living in an apartment, whatever you need to do. Start being frugal. Stop going out less. Stop going to Starbucks. Stop doing takeout. Quit being lazy. Learn how to bake bread. Start baking your own daggone bread. Learn how to can foods, can meats, do this, do that. Go to the store, buy your ground beef. Go to your store, buy your chuck roast and cut it up into stew meat and can it. Go fishing. Put fish in the daggone freezer or can fish. If you've got a smoker, smoke them. There are so many things you can do to help offset costs, help improve your food security, help improve your survivability in situations like this. Times are going to get bad, folks. People don't realize, I mean, it's out there. The market is just crashing left and right. Oh, it rallied because of this or it rallied because of that. The market is crap. I just sold off my last couple stocks that I had. That's going to come back to cold hard cash. We're keeping cash. We've got metals are up. Gold has hit historic highs. Silver's starting to climb pretty daggone good behind it. I'm waiting for silver to pop because we got silver. So that increases the value of that. Get away from debt. If you can start paying your debt off, get away from debt. Don't go into more debt right now. Don't use those credit cards to go into more debt. You can't do that because times are going to get lean. Now, again, I am not fear-mongering. I'm talking and doing this video like I'm talking to you as my friend. Most of you on my channel are my friends. I'm telling you now is the time to tighten your daggone belt and start learning how to do this stuff. It does not take long. It's not rocket science. It's not difficult. Get your food security. Get your food stores. Get your preps. 3 months minimum for every person in that house. Get your water. Put it away. Get your water filtration. Get the little Sawyer straws or the Life straws. Have those available. Get that stuff put away. Get your dry goods. Buy a vacuum sealer if you don't have a vacuum sealer. Whatever you need to do, get this stuff done, folks. It's never too late to prep, but unfortunately we're coming up to the time where it might just be. Because when all hell when everything goes to hell, it's kind of late to get it then. Okay, so that's it. I'm not fear-mongering, but I'm telling you this, guys, with urgency. You need to get this stuff done. You need to do it now. Don't rely just on a garden, but by all means, grow a garden. Okay, but get that food put away. Times are going to get tough, and whatever you can do, stay home. I know we're in the middle of a pandemic still. Everybody's tired of being locked down. Fuel prices are ridiculous. Just learn to stay home. Learn to do more things to save yourself some money. Learn to be more frugal. That's it. Guys, if you know folks who are like-minded, please share this video with them. Share our channel with them. Give us a like if you agree with it. Give me a thumbs down if you don't agree with it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what's going on with you. Tell me some of the ideas that you have. Just interact and let's learn from each other and help each other along the way. In the meantime, take care, God bless, and keep prepping.